This is a tutorial on how to sew your own curtains, and it is especially important for anyone who hasn't sewn curtains before. I try to make this as beginner friendly as possible. As you can see, I am currently in the middle of revamping or updating my living room situation, which is why my shelves are bare. I have books strewn all over the floor. But today I am focusing on the curtains. These curtains, I've had them up for almost a year now. They are sheer curtains that I just picked up from IKEA. They've been really good. I've had no problem. I just think it is time to get some blinds over them. So I'm not replacing these curtains. I am getting like thick curtains to block out the sunlight that will go over these sheer curtains. And that's what we're going to be working on today. Okay, so next thing are materials. Here's what you need. You need your curtain fabric. You will need measuring tape or a ruler, matching thread for the fabric, scissors, and regular sewing supply, sewing machine and pins and all that stuff. And you're also going to need, for this tutorial specifically, a rod loop tape. This is what we're going to attach to the back tab of the curtains. This is the real plug. This is what's going to make putting up the curtains really easy. And when it comes to picking the right fabric, you really want to consider two things, right? What kind of fabrics do you need and how much of the fabric do you need? I like to go for heavy cotton or like a cotton linen blend type of fabric. This one I got off of fabrics.com, but I think those are the best types of fabrics to use for draperies, because not only do they drape well and look really good, but it also has a light cotton or linen finish that will not insulate your home. It will make sure proper air passes when you have your windows open. So those are the things to consider when you're picking fabric for your curtains. Okay, so the next thing is how much fabric are you going to need? So you're going to need to calculate the width of your drapes and the length, right? And we're going to be working in two panels. So for my living room, for example, I have two windows. So I'm going to be sewing two different panels, one for the left side and one for the right side. So each calculation that you're calculating is for one panel, right? So to calculate for the width, you're going to measure how wide you want it to be. Now I wanted my curtains to be just a little wider than the actual window so that it covers this part a little bit. So measure the width and multiply that by 2. That is going to be how wide your curtain panels are going to be. So that width is what's going to account for the gathering when you finally sew your curtains. That will really give it that drape effect. And for the length of the curtains, that depends on how tall you'd like each curtain panels to be. I prefer to make my drapes nice and tall, a little closer to the ceiling and touching the floor a little bit, 1 inch above the floor. So determine how long you want each panel to be, and then add 7 inches to that length. And that's to account for, the bottom hem, the top hem, and the space in between where the rod and the hooks are going to go through. Yeah, so once you have that calculation, just cut 2 different pieces. Well, if you have 2 pieces, then cut 2 pieces. I'll be cutting 2. If you have 3 windows, you're cutting 3 different panels. Now I've cut out both panels. This is one panel. I have the other panel already cut out. We can start sewing. The first thing you're going to sew are the bottom seams. I'm picking this to be my bottom seam, the part that will touch the ground. So I'm going to hem the bottom seams and the side seams, both sides, left and right. So I'm going to hem both sides and sew them all the way to the bottom so that the only part that will be left to work with would be the top part. So right now I have sewn down the bottom hems and the side hems of both panels for both windows of the curtains. What's left is the top, the part where the rod goes in through. But I have a quick thing to attend tonight, so I'm going to go, I'll do that, and then come back and attach those tabs tonight. It's not going to take long at all, so I'll see you soon. Okay, so I am back and I'm going to attach the tabs to the top of the curtains. The tab that I'm going to be attaching to the back of the curtains are called rod loop tape. It is just a tape that you sew onto the back of the curtains, and it has this openings that the rod slides through. And that's why I suggested that when you're cutting the length of your curtain that you account for the extra like 7 inches, because we're going to have to fold the back of the curtain this way. So you want there to be a lot of weight at the top of the curtains. So we're folding this way, and I'm going to lay this flat and iron and close seam the bottom hem and sew it down flat like this. And this is where we're going to now place the tabs. I'm going to place the tabs on like this, and yeah, that'll be it. So I'll show you what that looks like.